You know a nigga stay ready.
That's right.
If it's war, then we pulling out the bows. Strictly for my niggas represent the stronghold. Better put your shield up when my arrows unload. Let's get one thing straight. Jacker never fold. Huh? If it's war, then we put bows up. Strictly for my niggas represent the stronghold. Better put your shield up when my arrows unload. Let's get one thing straight. Black Jacker never fold. Black Jack, pull a dart from my bag. Flat Tamaricons on my mouth. Catch a colonizer lacking, we gon' rip his, pull his eyeballs out. My niggas stay dangerous and send them back to England. Let's try, boy. Let's try, boy. If it's war, then we breaking out the bows. Let's get one thing straight. Black Jacker never fold, huh? If it's war, then we pulling out the bows. Strictly for my niggas represent the stronghold. Let them out the shield up when my arrows unload. They better get it straight, my nigga. Solid gold, Negus, the black magic. I was told they labeled you a savage. The slaughter of Babylon, pull a sword from the stone, my nigga, the house of cons. Bitch, I make change. On the real nigga slide with us. Let's try, boy. Salute, tribe, boy. Welcome to the House of Masculinity. I'm Black Jack. Once again, we back in this thing. I hope everybody feeling good, enjoying themselves. Hit the like, subscribe, share the video. Salute. Yeah, this the House of Cons. Yeah, formerly the House of Masculinity, it's the House of Cons now. You know what I'm saying? We pulling the sword from the stone, man. We displaying truth over here. No matter who like it or not. Salute. They just have to get used to it. Tribe boy, salute to all the members, salute to all the subscribers. We got a good show we're gonna do this morning. Shalom on the Shabbat. You know what I'm saying? The truth about quote unquote Native Americans. That's what we talking about. And it's June 10th, 2023. Salute. Hit the like, subscribe, share if you a real one. If you a fake one, go on hit that dislike. We ain't mad at you. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna get our support either way it go. Salute. And we got the Cash App at the top of the screen if you want to support monetarily. Cash.app/$ House of Cons. Salute. You can hit us up on that PayPal. You can hit the super chat, or you can just join the tribe and become a member. Managa Salute for as low as $2.99 a month. Get you access to members only live streams and coupons on the merchandise at www.strictlyformanagas.com. Salute. And everybody saw that thumbnail. They go with the title of the show. Yeah, the truth about quote unquote Native Americans. And we know we're gonna look at it from a third eye point of view as always, not a bird eye point of view. We got Kodak Black. Shout out to Kodak Black, salute. We got Kodak superimposed on the post in the background. That's showing some American Indians, Managa. Well, at least 2 American Indians. And you got another guy on there. I'm not sure where he come from, but we clearly see the 2 American Indians. We see their cultural garb on. We see their cultural attire, Managa. When I say cultural attire, I mean what are they wearing? You don't point somebody out and say because of skin color that where they're from or what nation they represent. You have to look at their cultural attire, their languages, their customs. Salute. I see the American Indians in the back. Man, this one in the back on the left, man, he look just like Kodak Black. Salute. I had to line it up, man. We don't get this stuff from nowhere. Y'all gotta understand this, man. This stuff that you niggas do, it don't come from just anywhere. It's ingrained in your blood, Managa. Just like the pearls and the hoops that your mama and your grandma wear, and your forefathers wore too. It's ingrained in you, just like these hairstyles that you're rocking. That's original to the Americas. These hairstyles are not all over the world and in other nations. These culturally indigenous to America, just like you is. Just like this Indian in the back above, on the left above Kodak. He got his hoop earrings on, Managa. I'm very observant. I don't miss a thing. He got his feathered loincloth on, what they'll call a leaf. What I meant to say, what they like to call a leaf, and those are actually feathers. But the colonizer want to say they leaves to try to hide the fact that these are American Indians. But this is not even trying to hide the fact. They just blatantly telling you. They holding their American flags, the colonizer flags, Managa. He got his hoop earrings on. He got his hair just like Kodak. The other guy over here, he got his hoop earrings on, and he got his 3 feathers pointing up, Managa. He got his bangles on his ankles. They got to look like a colonizer in the middle. They done claimed Cuba, or they thought they claimed Cuba. Salute. But we look at Kodak, man. We looking at the same thing, man. Can't no fake red man, wanna be Native American, Dawes Road Indian, can't even do their hair like this. Salute. It's impossible. They can't even fashion their hair that way. How dare they say it was them? You know, they can't steal our culture no matter what. It's ingrained in you, Managa, it's in your blood. It's cultural inheritance. Just like the pearls and the hoops. All right, but let's move on. Let's talk about where I got this from. Salute. Y'all hit that like button for me. I know we be always having some haters eavesdropping, but you know, it's all good. We welcome the haters over here. Everybody need to learn, man. I ain't mad at the students that be hating. You know what I'm saying? You know, shoot. Man, before we get started, man, it's just stuff remind me of certain stuff, man. And one general in the house, salute, and one general tribe up. You know, all right, fellas, how many fellas ever had to do some time before? Hit me up in the chat if you ever had to do time. I was just thinking about something. You know what I'm saying? I remember Black Jack, you know what I'm saying? Black Jack had to go get on the chain gang one time. Black Jack was out here wilding in the street in my young days, you know what I'm saying? Being a bad boy, Managa, you know what I'm saying? And guess what? Black Jack had to go do a bid out there on the Terror Dome, Managa, on the gridiron, you know what I'm saying? On the Gladiator Dome, Managa. Hey, but anyway, I noticed though, you know, when young brothers or anybody, hey, salute the original copper Empress Hobart in the house, salute. I remember I had to do a little bid on the chain gang. What they do when you get in a little trouble or whatever, what the colonizers like to do, what the government like to do, they like to move you far away from your home. You know, that is to deter escape. You know what I'm saying? You go get caught up in your young days, getting in trouble in the street. You know, you go up the road. You know, they send you off, you know, to go do your time, because they don't want you trying to break. They can't have you doing time in your own community, in your neighborhood. It's too easy for you to escape and go back to your home. So they move you a distance away from your home. And they did the same thing when they was colonizing America and they was capturing and enslaving Indians. You know, they might capture Negroes in South Carolina or Virginia, and they might ship them off to Bermuda or Barbados, you know, to the islands. They might capture the Nagas out of the islands and ship them to the mainland in Hispaniola. You know, they might say, yeah, move them here. It's less likely for them to escape. You see what I'm saying? They've been doing this tactic for a long time. I mean, you can even read about it. I might even do a show on it. But these is facts. So if you capture some Indians in Virginia and you move them down, let's say for instance, to Providence Island, and they might not be aware of where the hell they at. And this ain't no generations later, you telling their descendants that they from Africa. You know, this is how the deception went down. But we finna talk about it. I just wanted to point that out before we get started. Because when we look at these Indians, he'll say Hawaii. Yeah, who would have thought? You might have thought that a native Hawaiian looked like something different from what they tell you, but it looked like Kodak Black. It looked like what you would call a Haitian. From the ancient Haiti, Managa, salute to the ancient Haiti Naga, salute, that took their land back. They're not Africans. How African gonna have a Haitian revolution and change to say this ain't no Santo Domingo, this is ancient Haiti, and they name it back Haiti. They name it back to the ancient name Haiti, and you want to say they Africans? Them ain't no Africans. Them ancient Haitians, them Native Americans, them American Indians. If they was African, they would have named Haiti something else. They wouldn't have named it an Indian name, and in fact, they wouldn't have named it the ancient Indian name. You gotta have more sense than that. But anywho, let's not get off track. Let's get on into what we came to talk about. Let's take a look at this image, man. Let's take a look at this image. See, I'm gonna show you where I got it from. I always like to give up my sources, because anytime we have somebody in the audience that want to debate, you know what I'm saying, we might have a Britishman come up in this piece, a Spaniard, a stinky Spaniard might roll up in this piece and want to debate, but I'm gonna have a source ready for his ass. That's all. So we see his feathered loincloth say Hawaii. His hat say Cuba. We know he from elsewhere. And look, he dirty. Look, he dirty. Look, he look like an indentured servant, Managa. Straight up, he like an indentured servant. Probably came off a ship. But these Nagas is clearly tribal. They tribe up, Managa. Tribe up. Look at the hoops. They can't, boy, when I see them hoop earrings, it's on and popping. Man, if I see hoop feathers and a Naga, I already know what time it is. And this says a patriotic day of protest. And let me slide the screen down to show y'all where I'm at, to give y'all the source. It says the Activist History Review, and I'm on activisthistory.com. If you want to pursue the source yourself, Managa, you're welcome to. We got receipts over here. We have nothing to hide. We like to read. You know what I'm saying? So let's stroll back up, and we so we can get a good picture of what's going on here. It says a patriotic day of protest. They protesting, huh? And this was by Eric Morganson, this article. And you know, I did an image search on this image. And I found a few sources on it, but I decided just to use this source because he just did a summary of it. So I decided to read his, and we'll look at it from a third eye view, and we'll make our own conclusions. It says the celebrations of America's Day of Independence has long been an opportunity for activists to showcase where the country has not succeeded in bringing freedom to all its citizens. Various groups and organizations have placed their own views and experience on the annual ritualized celebration of the day that the Continental Congress ratified the Declaration of Independence in 1776, reframing celebrations to matters of slavery, discrimination, and the limits of American freedom. Celebrations of American independence ultimately reflect the American celebrating. In today's politically and racially fraught climate, where basic rights, let me scroll down so y'all can see, where basic rights are under threat, and where conservative Republicans and the Trump, oh man, I don't want to get into politics, man, because I don't want to go down that road. I ain't even read his whole article, but y'all see it's politically charged. But the main thing I wanted to point out is that it was talking about freedom, and it was talking about slavery. Freedom and slavery, right? And saying reframing of the Declaration of Independence in 1776. Those are the main 3 points I wanted to pull out. I like to eat the meat and spit out the bones, but I do not swallow bones. So I look for specifics. They're talking the independence in 1776, reframing celebrations to matters of slavery, discrimination, and the limits of American freedom. Now, when we look at that and we look back, we ain't got to get into what his romance ideal, what it's all about. Donald Trump wasn't nowhere around, and the Democrats and nobody back then, so I don't even know why he went there with this. That's just confusion. That's Bible. We're not going to dwell on Bible. We're going to go right to the issue. They talking about freedom from slavery. So who was enslaved? Who was enslaved, Managa? They letting you know who got enslaved. There wasn't no Africans. It was the American Indians. Dig on the history of the Indian wars and see what they did with the captives. They enslaved them. And they moved them to other parts of the country or the nation or the continents. Like, you might got these Nagas in Hawaii. They end up in Virginia. They don't know nothing about Virginia. They tell you descendants, yeah, y'all from Africa. Man, from a third eye point of view, man, you know what I'm saying? We can't just listen to what these people tell us, especially when the source is like this. You got children you have to raise, and you got to teach the truth to. You can't send your kids to school and just let them folks lie to you. Or they go to talking African slavery, send your kids to school with this. Print it out for them. You got to print it at home. Or go to the library and do it. It don't take but 20 minutes. Print it out for your kid. No, you ain't even got to say nothing about it. You just, when he come home and do his homework about slavery, you staple it to it. You tell him turn that in. Salute. time to take control of your own mind frame, your own destiny. So I pull these images very easily, and it's like a lot of people never seen these images. Some of them I haven't seen until I share them with you. About 50% of the stuff I show you is new stuff that I recently found. 50% of it might be stuff that I've been new about. We got to understand, we got to control our own destiny, our own mind frame. We can't let nobody tell us who we is, especially when our ancestral land is state. They want to call themselves us when it don't match up with history, Monaga. It just don't. All the depictions is you. All the depictions is you, and you think they brought your ancestors over here from Africa. You think they killed off a bunch of Indians that look like you, wasting bullets, time, money, bodies, some of they folks getting killed, and do it all just to get back on the ship, travel back across the sea, and go get some Nagas from Africa that don't know nothing about the land they coming to, the plant cotton and tobacco and sugar cane and all these indigenous American plants. No, Naga, it was you. They enslaved you. They don't have no records of wars from Africa capturing slaves. They don't exist, Monaga. You know why? They're fairy tales. You can very easily find war records of Indian wars with Indians being enslaved. And not only being enslaved, but called Negro. Salute. Hey. Charles Johnson in the house. Salute. Tribe up. I say we gotta tell our own story, man. It ain't up to these other folks, man, to keep lying to us. What y'all expect? You expect your enemy to tell you the truth? You expect the colonizer to tell the natives the truth? They don't want to fight you. They're tired of fighting you. This the only way they got peace was to lie to you. It took a long time. You were fighting it. Your ancestors was fighting them. Your ancestors wasn't packing up, talking about moving to no Africa. What? Your great granddad was like, Naga, I got a whole tobacco farm now. I ain't going nowhere. It's my land. Here you go today. They show you a black Naga somewhere else, and you think that's you. How racist is that? Saying somebody's black, so they gotta be from this place. Not looking at nothing else, just looking at their skin, not looking at what they're wearing, not looking at what their ancestors was doing, not looking at their culture, their language, just not looking at any of that, just skin color. But on the flip side, what's so outrageous and what's so ridiculous is that everybody else though that's not a Naga can be from anywhere. Everybody else can be from anywhere. Japanese people can be from Japan. Chinese people can be from China, even though they look alike. But you Nagas know, you don't get but one spot. You don't see what's going on, Monaga. It's clear to me. They can't continue to lie to me. That's been over with. We've been dead at that. And we just gonna keep on celebrating in the end zone, Monaga. Salute. No, man, this one ain't gonna be too long, man. I just want to holler at y'all with this, man. I might do something a little bit later I got planned, but yeah, we gonna call it at this, man. It's the House of Cons, y'all. They gotta respect the house, y'all, or we'll let the donut hit them where the Most High split them. Salute. And we up out this thing. Peace. Hey, I appreciate everybody for tuning in. Salute. Tribe up. You know I'm not gonna stay ready. War, then we put it in the foes. Before my Nagas represent the stronghold. Better put your shield up when my arrows unload. Let's get one thing straight. Blackjack will never fold. If it's war, then we pulling out the bows. Strictly for my Nagas represent the stronghold. Better put your shield up when my arrows unload. Let's get one thing straight. Blackjack will never fold. Feather in my hat like Jack. Pull a dart from my back and lay it up out flat. American on my map when the trap hop out. Catch a colonizer lacking, we gon' rip off his scalp and pull his eyeballs out. Send him back where he came from. My niggas stay dangerous. Pack their ass on the ship and send them back to England. If it's war, my niggas then line up. Only real niggas slide with us. Let's tribe up. If it's war, then we pulling out the bows. Strictly for my niggas, represent the stronghold. Better put your shield up when my arrows unload. Let's get one thing straight. Black Jack will never fold. If it's war, then we pulling out the bows. Strictly for my niggas, represent the stronghold. Let them put your shield up when my arrows unload. Let's get one thing straight. Black Jack will never fold. Solid gold, they boost the black magic lump of gold. I was told they labeled you a savage. Strictly for my niggas to slaughter of Babylon. Pull a sword from the stone, my nigga, the house of cards. Point out the beginners, I bet you I make a change. My element them necessary, I bring pain. And if you get your peace pipe with you, then fire up. Only real niggas ride with us, we tribe up.